Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today's episode, I want to go over my tool belt, something that has become highly requested. What do I carry in my tool belt, what I think of my tool belt, and much more. So let's get into it. So my tool belt here is an Atlas 46. It's made in the USA, all handmade, top quality, really happy with it. But I do find it a little bit heavy. So just going to put this on here and we'll see. I've got a nice elastic band around the waist, then it clips in, and then I've got a top clip. Now I'm all clipped in and the waist really hugs you well. It's got a big pad in the back, and whatever my hips can't support, all the weight goes to the shoulders. But that can also be kind of a bad thing at the same time. After an 8-hour day, it can be comfortable, but it can wreak havoc on my neck and shoulders. So that part I don't necessarily enjoy. It is extremely heavy duty. So I've probably had this now for at least 5 years, maybe 6. And you know, I throw everything inside of the pouches here, the knife, all these sharp edges, and I've had nothing tear open. They do warranty, all of the stitching has lifetime warranty on it, which is really nice, but I've never had to use it. So really and truly, I do love this pouch. For trimming, I do find it to be a little bit cumbersome. For a framer, I think it would suit them much better. Again, as I turn around, I've even got these little bungee suspenders here, which is really nice, kind of takes out some of the bounce when you're walking along. But I will be looking at other tool bags such as Badger. And I do actually have one here. I just recently bought this guy. It's not a custom one, it's just a built kit, complete kit. And you can buy these off of Amazon, Occidental, leather tool bags, or the Badger website, whatever you want. But I figured, you know what, I'm gonna give this a go, because even though I can take the suspenders off of this guy here and have all the weight on my hips, I just find that this tool bag is so heavy. So there will be an additional review coming up with this Badger tool belt. I'm really actually looking forward to using it, kind of kitting it out and see how I can make it work. But without further ado, let's get into what you came for, right? You want to see what's in my tool bag and all that good stuff. So I'm going to start off with the most basic, right? I have my Martinez hammer. I got this Martinez hammer probably 4 years ago. It's been fantastic. I did switch out the head for the titanium 10-ounce head. I've been swinging this a lot, absolutely love it. It's great for framing, it's great for trim carpentry. You can put the rubber face on the hammer so you don't mar up the material. It's been a really good hammer, I've got no complaints. Right next to my hammer, flat bar. Again, Martinez Tools, it's titanium. Now I'm going to put a quick disclaimer out there. I don't care what anybody thinks. There's a tool for everybody. I don't care about the price. And yeah, you can use any flat bar, any speed square, stuff like that, different price points. You have to figure out what works best for you personally. So there's always going to be people out there that say you're crazy for spending $75, $80 on a flat bar. Yeah, maybe I will be, but I've also bent a lot of the stainless ones. And you know what? I've been happy with it. So that's all I care about. So Martinez flat bar, fantastic little guy. While we're on the Martinez subject, I do have the titanium cat's paw. I gotta say, I don't use this very often, unless I'm taking about some old stuff. But this guy here, apart from being obviously extremely lightweight and strong, because it is titanium, it's extremely sharp. So when I've gone to do tongue and groove on ceilings, there's been some excess stucco in the way. Just kind of put this in there, hammered away, and really thinking that it would damage the tip here. But as you can see, no damage whatsoever. Tough as nails. My last Martinez item that I do have is the 6-inch speed square. Now, I think that the speed square is something that every carpenter needs. Doesn't matter if you're a framer, you're a trimmer, you need one of these. I do love the titanium. It's lightweight. It doesn't make that jangle sound that you get from the typical blue aluminum speed squares. I've had those. Nothing wrong with either one. It's personal preference. But I love this guy. So I've dropped this on the floor, and while my aluminum one would crease and dent on the edge, this guy, I mean, it almost looks brand new. And I've had this again for probably 3-4 years. I've abused it, dropped it on the floor numerous times, scraped off excess drywall, mud on the wall, whatever you want to do with it. You really can't do any damage to this guy. And I do love it because it does have all the scribing marks. You can take off the arbor knot on a skill saw with this little guy here. Even has a bottle opener as well. And again, a lot of speed squares these days are actually coming out with these scribe marks now, but I think maybe I could be wrong here. I thought Mark was the original guy to put the scribing marks on the speed square, but I could be wrong, so don't take my word for it. So in the back, lastly, I do have this knife here. It's just at the wall. Been happy with it. Fits right here in this little sleeve. Goes right in there. Doesn't come out. It's been great. I've had this as well for probably 6 or 7 years. Nothing wrong with it. It's a fantastic tool. And so I just keep going back to it. If we look at the right side here, I've got a variety of little guys here. So this is the Martinez pouch from Atlas 46. In the top, I have this 1/4 inch scribe block. So it's a 1/4 inch all the way around. Just great for marking out reveals on the doors. Then have a chisel. You never know when you're gonna need the chisel, right? So Stanley Sweetheart. I got a Festool screwdriver. You never know when you might come across an outlet or something like that you gotta take off, or even tighten up a door hardware. I don't always carry this guy, but it is in here because I was scribing some baseball to the floor. So this is a Lie-Nielsen block plane. It's fantastic for just taking the edge off the bottom of a base when you gotta scribe it. So I also have this woodpecker's ruler here. This is great for marking reveals. It could also be used as a miniature square, so that's quite nice. Variety of pens and pencils, and the fast cap tape. So I love the fast cap tape because, for starters, it's only $10, so it's pretty cheap. I have a few of them. It's super lightweight. I can carry it on my waist. I find that stuff like the Stanley Fatmax or the Standout is great. They just kind of heavy, cumbersome, and if I'm measuring anything over, say, 8 feet, then I'm gonna pull out this guy right here, which is a Bosch laser distance measurer. These are fantastic for measuring out crown, or even, just like I said, anything over 8 feet, because you can go as far as you wanna go, and it has a bunch of other functions in there other than just measuring distance, but that's typically what I use it for. So that really covers the right side. Oh, last but not least, I have this little guy. So the Milwaukee 4-inch square. Don't always need a 6, right? So it's nice to just have the 4. I have been eyeing up the Martinez one, but you know what, for the price, I thought 4-inch square, so be it, just tucks right in there nicely. Moving over to the left side, so we've gone over the Martinez 6-inch square. I've got a couple variety of things. I've got a little scribing block here that I keep in there. I have a pair of beautiful Knipex pliers here, needle nose, pulling out nails or, you know, odd stuff, you never know. Keep in another pouch a variety of brad nails, some 2-inch brad nails, and let's see what else. Last but not least, another pack of pens, a ruler, and a flashlight. So just a little Milwaukee flashlight. It's a great little tool if you got to see inside somewhere, like down that pocket door, if someone's shot a nail through the wall and you're trying to see if there's a screw or nail. Having a flashlight, it's really handy. Don't always need it. Don't need it very often, to be honest, but when I do need it, it's extremely handy. 2 more items in here is I got a little chalk line. So I like using this for crown molding, and the reason being it has a little needle on it. So that's fantastic for solo snapping. And then my last other little tool, and I don't carry this with me every single day, but there's this little Veritas flush plane. So there's a little magnet in here that clips in. And what this is great for, if you're pulling off trim and you need to get all that old excess caulking or paint off, you can just slide right over the surface and do no damage to the material, but get all the crud off that you don't want. One last little thing I got, so I do have a little pencil holder right here. So you can put a little pencil in there. I don't have one right now. And then this guy here is actually a magnet. So you'll see if I put that there, I can just hold some screws and stuff like that up front. I don't use it very often, but when I do need it, again, it does come in quite handy. So yeah, really, that's it. That kind of gives you an overview of the whole tool belt. Hopefully this was like a good review for you guys to understand the Atlas tool belt, what I think of it, the pros and cons, and also gives you an idea of what I have in my tool belt. Again, most of these things I do carry with me daily, but there's the odd thing like maybe the chalk line and the Veritas flush plane. I don't carry those with me daily because I just don't need them. So I do try to lighten the load as much as I can to take that stress off my neck and shoulders. And the same goes for the hammer and the flat bar and stuff like that. While they are expensive, they are titanium, they're super strong, and they're lightweight. So I tried to keep those things in mind because I do have to carry them around. Hope that this video was informational to you and was helpful. And like I said, the next video I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wear this guy for probably a couple weeks from Badger, just to kind of get my thoughts on it. If I love it, I'll order the custom one, maybe with a slightly bigger pad in the back. And maybe I'll just kind of reserve this guy for framing. But again, my neck and shoulders over the years have really been taking a toll on the job site, and I just can't keep wearing this every single day for 8 hours at a time. I'm trying to save my neck and shoulders and everything else, my whole body, while I'm ahead of the game. So on that bombshell, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, please comment below. Please like the video, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel to see more of my content.